Hey everybody, this is Jacob with Fitness Tested, and today I'll be reviewing the Brooks Beast and the Brooks Ariel. For these two shoes, even though they have different names, they really are the same shoes. Just one is for women, which is the Ariel, and one is for men. These two shoes are their stability shoes, so they'll use the guide rail system for that. The GTS in those model names stands for Go To Support. So if you need more support in your shoes, you'd want to go with these guys. And for stability shoes, there's probably 3 different tiers overall. I say like mild stability, stability, and then high stability. And that's where the Brooks Beast and the Brooks Ariel GTS would fall into. They're definitely that higher stability shoe. So if you want maximum support, you'd for sure want to go with these shoes. If you don't pronate quite as much, or if you just mildly pronate, I don't think you need something quite this rigid or firm. So here's a display of the guide rails in the Brooks Ariel and also the Brooks Beast, and honestly in any of the Brooks shoes that use the guide rails. So kind of the way I compare it for customers, I compare the guide rails to bumpers in a bowling alley. It's going to help to keep your foot, your ankle right down the lane, and it's going to support it there on the medial side and on the outside. So it's just a really good quality stability system that Brooks uses. And for the Brooks Beast along with the Ariel, I would say, these are not quite best used for running just because of that stiffer, more rigid foam. I would say even though they did update this to the DNA Loft V3, which is their nitrogen infused foam and should be a bit softer, this is still a bit on the stiffer side, and I recommend these shoes more to like walkers or people who are going to be standing on their feet, and also just in general people have that more extreme pronation because it'd be the highest level of stability. So for sure, if you want to be nice and locked in and be well aligned throughout your walking or just while you're out running errands, this guide rail system will keep you very well supported. And in these shoes, they even come with their own fancy sock liners compared to the traditional ones they put in most of their shoes, like the glycerin or the adrenaline. So these are a bit more plush and cushioned than the one that comes in there. So that's like another plus with this shoe as well. In general, how the Ariel and the Beast will stack up against their other models in terms of the level of stability, it's going to be at that high tier. A mid-level stability shoe for them would be Adrenaline. Lower level stability would be like their Hyperion GTS, one of those. In terms of the amount of cushioning, this is going to be at the higher level for them. And with that higher level cushion, it's going to put it to that higher price. So these are priced at $160 on our site. But with that, you're going to have a lot more durability, especially with this, a lot of the outsole coverage on these shoes. They have very good outsole coverage, so you find your shoes lasting a lot longer. So despite the price, I think the durability will be worth it for sure. In terms of the heel to toe drop for these shoes, they're at 12 millimeter, which is pretty standard for Brooks. Most of their shoes are all in that 10 to 12 range beside their new model, the Ghost Max, which is more that 6 millimeter, and it's kind of more irregular for Brooks. So overall, Brooks is sticking with a lot of their main things they do, just that traditional mesh upper, comfortable fit, very plush around the heel, good heel lock. So nothing too fancy with this shoe, but just a good quality walking shoe that'll work for you and get you through all those miles.